Again, in this tutorial we would like to create a larger NFT collection, and we would like to do this by importing a CSV file. The start is the same as before. We have to create a new policy first. Give it a name of the collection 2 and leave the rest on the defaults. Here normally you would download. For this purpose, for the purpose of this demo, I just continue. And now, instead of manually adding NFTs with this button here, we actually click on the bottom left corner, upload CSV file. And in here, it's easiest to start with one of the examples that are provided. I'm going to use the minimal example one. Feel free to explore the more complex one on your own. Hit download and save it to your file system. Alright, now simply open this CSV file. In my case, I'm using Microsoft Excel, but feel free to use whatever you want. And you can see basically this spreadsheet has the same properties as the UI. So we have 2 NFTs in it. Each one has an image. It has 2 custom columns or custom properties. But for this purpose, let's actually also go and use the same images as we did in the first tutorial. So this would be this one. Let's replace it. And let's do exactly the same. So let's call this one here type. And this is going to be, I'm not sure, I think dark, this would be light. And you can add as many more columns as you want, basically. So you're completely free on what you want to do there. I'm just basically reproducing the same collection as in the previous tutorial, with one difference. I'm basically going to create a lot more. Let's say a little over 300. Also the name. Good. And for the image, let's just always use the light one for the rest. But realistically, you of course would have different images for every single NFT most likely. But just for simplicity purposes. Good. So now save it. Go back to Cardano Studio, where you click upload. And you select the CSV you just created. And voila. And now we have, just like this, many more NFTs. Here we can paginate over all the different pages. And we can edit the NFTs, and we can see the additional properties here, which we could still change now. But let's say we are happy with how everything is. And we click continue to minting to start minting. As before, you have the possibility to add a royalty first. In this case, I'm not going to show that again because it's exactly the same. But let's just start creating a transaction. And so remember now, Cardano Studio tries to bundle as many NFTs into a transaction as possible. So this now takes a little bit more time than before, but you can basically see that you can see how efficient Cardano Studio tries to be. And since the NFTs aren't that big, meaning that not so much data is on it, not so much metadata, we managed to get 122 NFTs into this one transaction essentially. And again, make sure that all the data is correct and mint. And as you can see, this transaction now is a little bit bigger, meaning the transaction fee is a little bit higher, but the flat fee that Cardano Studio charges is still the same. And the metadata is also, of course, a lot larger. Also here, make sure that everything is correct and that everything is minted. Once you are confident that everything is right, sign a transaction. Boom. And now one difference is that, as you can clearly see, not the entire collection has been minted. Not everything made it into the first transaction. So now you have another button. And so this is basically where you have to create every single transaction on your own. This is the trade-off compared to for third-party libraries that do that, or services that do that as a service for a rather large fee. On Cardano Studio you do it yourself, but you have complete control over the whole minting process. And the fees are very, very minimal compared to other services. So let's wait until everything is in the transaction. So you can see, again, quite some NFTs made it into the transaction, minted again, and so forth and so on. So now probably 1 or 2 more transactions would be required, but then we would be done. And as always, you can click on this link here to see the state on Cardano Scan. Just give it some minutes and the NFTs will show up. So the first transaction is already showing up now. Great. That's everything for CSV minting. Thanks for watching.